Greetings to you and welcome specially to Bengineer Construction Lecture Hub. Today we are going to look at how to calculate the guards, within our building, the entire guards in our building. Now what we have here is an example of a building plan. Okay, now this calculation of guards enables us to have knowledge on the total length of all these partitions within the building. So that is what we mean by guard. So how to calculate the guard? In this case now we have external components, we have internal component. Now these are the internal components, while these are the external component. So for the external component, we have vertical component, we have horizontal component. While in internal guards, we have vertical component and horizontal component. So the external guards now, for us to calculate the external guard, we have to look at the vertical guard. Okay, now for in this building now, this is the vertical line. This is also vertical. Okay, so we have three, that is from the grid line. Okay, we have the block line is 225. Okay, so half of it this way, half of it this way. Okay, so here we have 3.225 meters plus 4.225, that is this plus this. Okay, then we add this. Okay, half this way, half this way becomes 225. That is how we have 0.225. So when you have that, this is the summation of it. Then we now multiply by 2, which is for this side and this side, because they are equal. So you multiply by 2 this way and this way. So we have 15.35 meters. Then the horizontal aspect, which is this part and this part. Okay, so we have 10.25, that is the grid line. So but since we have taken across this way, okay, we will not take this from the grid line. We have to deduct half this way, half this way. Okay, so we deduct it, which is 225. So when you minus 225 from 10.225, you have 10 meters. So that is the 10 we have here. Then multiply by 2, that is this external and this external. So we have 20 meters. Okay, we have 20 meters. Okay, so now the total external guard now will be 20 plus 15.35. That will give us 35.35 meters. So that is the guard for the external. Okay, both the vertical and horizontal. When you add them up, you have 35.35 meters. Then the internal now has to do with this part. Okay, that is from here to this part, that is the grid to this grid, because we are looking at this internal. Now this is vertical. Okay, so we are looking this grid to this grid, this grid to this grid. Okay, so when we have that, we have it as 3.225 plus 4.225. Okay, then we less 225, half of this and half of that. We less it, so we less 0.225. So we now have 7.225 meters. That is for the vertical, this vertical. Then we look at the horizontal. The horizontal now is only this as the internal component. Okay, this is the only horizontal internal component. So this is the guard. We have 6.225. So you have to take it this point to this point. Okay, so we have you less 0.225. That will give us 6 meters. Then the total internal guard is equal to 6 plus 7.225. That will give us 13.225 meters. So for us to get the overall of the entire length of this building now, we have to add internal plus external. So we have 35.35 plus 13.225. That will give us 48.58 meters. So this is the total girth for this building. So with this now, it will enable us calculate the number of blocks for this building. With this, it will enable us calculate the length of excavation. All right. So with this, it will enable us to calculate the quantity of excavated material. So basically, calculation of this enables us, is like the basics, is what gives us, that enables us to calculate other parameters, as regards to estimation. So this is how we calculate our girths. All right, so I will stop here for today. Thank you very much for your time, and do have a wonderful day. Bye.